Hi, welcome to the Corner of Knit and Tea, episode 55. It is Sunday, September 20th, 2015. I'm Laura, also known as Fluffy K on Ravelry, Fluffy Kira on Instagram and Twitter. I blog over at thecornerofknitandtea.com, which is where this episode and every episode show notes will be. I have an Etsy shop called The Stash Buckler, Adventures in Yarn, where I sell my hand-spun yarns. And finally, we have a Ravelry group called The Corner of Knit and Tea. If you haven't checked it out, please come on over and say hi. So hi, how are you? I hope that you have had a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend. I am recording a little bit later than normal. It's about almost 5 o'clock on Sunday. The day just got away from me a little bit. The week was very busy. It was our quarterly board meeting at work, and so I was very busy in preparation for, and then on the day of, making sure everything went smoothly, and then after typing up minutes and sort of keeping all the corporate documents recorded of those meetings. But that is done now, and actually I will probably be missing next month, so I'll discuss that more on some future podcasts. But so that is done, and I am happy for that. This weekend has been very nice. It has been perfect weather. We had thunderstorms on Friday night, and it has been in the 70s all weekend, and breezy and just absolutely beautiful. You can sort of tell that fall is in the air. I still think we're going to have a little more heat before we're done. I think it's supposed to climb back into the 80s this week. But some of the leaves are starting to change a little bit and fall, and it's just been a little bit cooler in the evenings, and there's just sort of something in the air that reminds me that it's fall. So yesterday my husband went to play disc golf all day with his friends, and I actually joined them in the morning for one of the courses, which turned out to be about between a 2.5 and a 3 mile jaunt for me, which was nice. I got some steps. And then I went to lunch with them, and then I came home and did my thing and spun a lot and knit a lot while they went on and played 2 more courses. And actually he didn't even get home until 8:30, until after dark. And then today we went out for pizza this morning because he was really craving pizza, so we went out about 11, and then we walked a couple miles on some nearby trails, and then I came home and he went back and played more disc golf. So it is the afternoon and I am awash in chores, but I wanted to get a short recording out because I didn't want to skip a week. So I will talk a little bit about what has happened this week in the knitting and spinning world. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I am drinking masala chai tea from Newbie, and Newby. That is who makes it, and I believe this is a UK tea, and I received it in a swap package. And it smells delicious, and I pulled out in honor of fall coming because I won't get to use it too many times. I have a Hello Kitty. It's my trick-or-treat mug for Halloween, little spider mug, and there are little spiders inside the cup too, you can see. So I just love this mug. I got it at Barnes & Noble on sale a couple years ago, and I love bringing it out around Halloween time, and October is so short, so why not extend it into September a little bit? So that is my masala chai in my Hello Kitty mug. Ooh, that's really good. I added just a little bit of sugar. It would probably also be great with a little bit of honey and some milk or cream, although as I've said in the past, I don't generally do milk or cream in my tea, but for chai I might make an exception. So that's what I'm sipping today. Moving on, I have a couple small finished objects. The last couple weeks I talked to you about making Roxy some new winter sets, and I finished the first one. Both of these are knit in Miss Babs Yowza in the Tulipa colorway, which is a really great dark purple. I think it's purple over dyed black, which of course will not show up well on the podcast. The hat that I knit, I showed you, that's kind of the color. The hat that I knit, I showed you last week. I had just started it. It is Tubey by Tubey. It is from the Woolly Wormhead, and it is in a book called Wee Woolly Toppers, which is available, I think, for 10 British pounds, so about 15 US dollars. And there are, I believe, either 8 or 10 hats in there. That are super cute, and Roxy may actually get another one from there this year, but I should get a lot of use out of that book. So this is To Be. Ooh, that's not bad on the color. And then I had enough left over to do some matching mittens, and for these I used the Maze pattern. Maize by Tin Can Knits. They're a really super cute, let's see if I can, there we go. They are a reverse stockinette mitt pattern with some ribbed detail, and they're super cute. They're so little compared to my hand. Let's see, compared to my hand. They're just adorable. And I actually did an I-cord between them so that it can run through her coat, because otherwise Miss Roxy will probably take them off and throw them. And they are symmetrical mittens, so they actually will go like this. So those are the mittens and the matching hat, and I have photos of those for Ravelry and also on my Instagram account, and that is one set down for her, and I will talk a little bit about the second set in Up and Coming Knits. So those are finished knits for this week. Let's move on to works in progress. This past week, September 12th through the 18th, was considered Blanket Madness Week, started by Wool Diaries, which is Sally Trollope on YouTube, and Pink Hair Girl Knits, which is Sally Jane Cameron. And they both posted that they were going to knit as many blanket squares as they could between September 12th and 18th. They did something similar in August, and I could not participate then. But I was excited to try, and I am up to 28 squares on my blanket now. I think when I talked to you last week, I had 16, 18, I don't remember, but I am getting up there, and honestly, I don't remember which ones I had told you or not told you about. Whew, I know that I had gone partway across this row. Gosh, let me think about this. I think I had talked about this one. This is Woolmize Pure in the Amethyst colorway. This is Dream in Color Smooshy in Some Summer Sky. This is a Cascade 220 color. It was a pink that I overdyed with Kool-Aid, and I called it Cherry Bomb. This is Madeline, it is a Valley Yarns. It's a Web Yarns, and for their 25th anniversary, Madeline Tosh did an overdye on, oh no, I'm sorry, this is not. This is Nerd Girl Yarns, and I can't remember what the base is, but it is a DK weight, and it is in 221B Baker Street. So it's a Sherlock colorway. I think I talked about this one last week. That was Blue Moon Fiber Arts, Socks That Rock medium weight in Jewel of the Nile. And then, I think I got to all the others. So the three for this week, this is Two If by Hand. It is their MCN fingering, and it is in the Holly Holiday color, which I love. It's just pinks with bits of teal and purples and reds. And then this one is a Cascade 220 in a kind of forest heathery green. And then this one is, it is Dream in Color. It is one of their DK weights, and I cannot remember what the name of it is. And it's in a wine colorway. I knit a Ricky hat in this one, but I cannot remember the details on it, and I should have looked them up, and I did not. I am sorry to say. So for Sock Blanket Madness Week, I added 11 squares to my blanket, but I had added like 5 or 6 of them on Saturday, so I know you saw those. And then this week I have only added, I added maybe 5 or 6 squares this week. I've added these 3 this weekend. So these 3 were Friday, Saturday, and today. So I am moving on to where I am kind of rationing myself on squares. I let myself go a little crazy for Sock Blanket Madness Week because I wanted to knit as many squares as possible. Gosh, I saw 1, I think it's Sarah who knit 121 squares on her blanket. And I think her squares are a little bit smaller than mine, but that's still a lot more squares than I knit. So I clearly was not I did not win bragging rights on this one, but I did have a good time, and I am working on my next, I'm kind of building this in squares. So I got to 25 squares, and now I am building it up to 36 squares. So I'm going to just keep plugging away at it and go through more scraps that I have. And I've had a couple people offer to send me scraps, which has been fabulous. And I'm super excited. And honestly, I'm just going to keep going on this one for a long time. I don't know how big it's going to be. It's probably going to be very big because I am just loving all the colors. So that is my, that is called Memories Blanket, and that is by Georgie Hallam. It's on my project page along with a list of all the yarns that I have used. The last 2 or 3 may not be on there, but up until there, it's all in. So very exciting. I started a new project this week and got so little done. It's actually a little bit embarrassing. I can't believe I'm going to talk about it, but I am, because hopefully I will get more done this week. I started the Blueberry Waffle Socks by Sandy Turner. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it is one that Kay from the Bakery Bears really enjoys. And like I said, it's kind of embarrassing. I think I got through maybe 4 or 5 rows of the ribbing while I was on the treadmill on Friday. So these are going to be probably a treadmill project and a in-between project, so I don't expect them to go super fast, but they will be an easy roundy project, with which the other things that I'm about to work on will not be, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Anyway, so like I said, I got a very little bit done, and I'm gonna do like 15 rows of ribbing, so really I'm not even a third of the way there, so that's really kind of pathetic. But you know, if you put a few stitches in on it, according to the Knit More girls and the Knit Girls, you're supposed to show it. What I will show you is the yarn. This is the BFL sock base in pistachio. The colorway is pistachio, and this is from Hedgehog Fibers, and I don't know how well you can see, it is a minty green with little bits of brown, and then it's also got shots of a pale pink in there, and I am super excited. I have had this wound for several months now, and I had a project page created and called them my pistachio waffle socks, and I got sidetracked by a million other things and did not, and I just was dying to cast these on. And to be honest, these may actually be at the expense of a pair of Halloween socks, because I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, it's September 19th. Am I going to get a pair of socks done and then still be able to do a Halloween pair? And while I certainly could, I have some other things coming up, so I may not. Anyway, so I was absolutely thrilled to get to cast these on, so I will be working on these, and I'm also super excited to knit these and finish these, because I really want to put this color in my blanket, and I may actually put the color in the blanket before I'm done with the socks, but I've been trying not to break into skeins to do that, so I needed to start the project. So there you have it. That is what I am working on. The last project that I'll show you is actually not a project yet. It is needle adjacent, but it is the second winter set that I'm going to do for Roxy. I really liked the maze pattern for the mitts, so I suspect that I will actually probably do the mitts in the same pattern. So I'm thinking that all I need is a hat, and my sister told me that they really liked the hats that I knit last year. I knit several ear flap hats, and you may remember some of those. And so I decided that I was going to, one of the patterns that I knit was knit in a like sport to DK weight, and I don't remember what size needles, but I want to say like 4 or 5. And she really loved the hat, and they thought it was really cute, and so I decided that if I knit the pattern the same size, the same number of stitches, but if I up it to worsted weight and go up a couple needle sizes, I think it will accommodate her just fine. So the hat that I knit was the I Heart Cables hat. This is by Justina Lorkowska, and it is a free pattern on Ravelry, and it was super, super cute, and Miss Roxy was super cute wearing it. And I went through the yarn stash, and I have 2 balls each of Knit Picks Swish, and this is in Gulfstream and Canary. And oh, that blue is not coming out right. It is a very teal aquamarine. It is looking much more royal blue, but it is absolutely not royal blue. It is very much a teal. Let's see if I can... No, it's really not coming out the right color. Anyway, so I have these 2 colors. I don't know if I have enough of one color to get through both the hat and the mitts, because it calls for pom-pom and ear flaps and stuff. So what I was thinking is that I would knit the hat in one color and knit the ear flaps and knit the ear flaps in the other color, and then do the pom-pom with both colors. And then I thought I would do the mittens in one color and the I-cord in the other color. So I think these will be kind of cute and fun and a little bit primary colors. So that is the next project that I will work on for Roxy, and I don't really expect it to be done next week. I expect this will be the next couple weeks when I have some free time, because the big thing that I am going to be working on is the materials finally arrived for my shawl design, and I need to crank that sample out by the end of the month. So I have about 10 days to knit my shawl and get it all blocked so that I can take nice pictures for the pattern, because I believe the pattern is releasing in mid-October, right after Spinzilla, and I am trying to get all my I's dotted and T's crossed and get that ready to go. And that actually brings me to spinning. So last week I showed you a beautiful braid of 2F by hand fiber in all kinds of different colorways. It is Superwash Merino, and the colorway was I'm Sorry, and it is pinks and reds and oranges and greens and teals and aquamarines and turquoises, and it is just a crazy fun braid. And what you are looking at is half the braid, because I managed to get through half the braid before I got a package in the mail this week. So this is the first half, and I will take pictures and put this on Instagram, and this is what I'm going to be finishing off later this week. So you will see this finished next week. In the meantime, I got a box from Luette Fiber, which is who is kind of sponsoring my next design. And in the meantime, I spun up the variegated yarn for the shawl design. This is their Northern Lights top, which is 100% wool, and it is probably a medium wool. It is not super, super soft, but it's not scratchy at all. I don't know that it falls into, they don't discuss it as a merino. They say it's very like Corriedale. And it drafted beautifully and spun beautifully, and it is in all kinds of blue and green shades. And of course my camera is not cooperating with showing it to the best of its ability. That's a little bit better. It's got teals and kind of greeny colors and kind of a navy and a very light blue. And yeah, my camera is just not going to show this. I will be taking pictures with my digital camera and posting some pictures on Instagram, but this is just a beautiful top, and it spun really, really nicely. The fiber was very well prepared. Luette sells their fiber in 8-ounce bags. This is 4 ounces of the fiber exactly, and I got probably somewhere around 375 or 380, so it's a fingering weight and will be perfect for the variegated color in my shawl. And then I turned my attention to the solid color in my shawl. I was kind of picking out some things on the website, and it's kind of interesting. It's very hard to pick on a website when you haven't seen colors before, particularly if you're trying to match colors or pick complementary colors for a garment. And I didn't entirely pick I picked something that ended up not going as well with this as I would have liked, and I probably, had I been there to look at it in person, I wouldn't have picked it. So I am talking about returning it to them, but actually what I had was from that big box of fiber that I got to spin in July. I had some gray merino, and this is super soft merino in kind of a steely gray colorway. And of course, because the colors won't look right together on here because this one is not looking right, but it is, ooh, that actually looks pretty good. That's pretty darn close. So it's like all kinds of blues, and then this silvery gray is going to be the solid, which will be the contrast section. So I am working on this. This is half of what I'm spinning up. I already have the other half spun as singles. My plan is to try and finish spinning this up as singles later this afternoon before the sun goes down, and then try and ply it so that both of these can get a good, well, this has already had a good washing, although it's still damp. And give these washing and thwacking, get them wound up, and get casting on. I have Wednesday afternoon, I have a dentist appointment, so I'm taking the afternoon off work, which means I will have extra knitting time, and knit night is Wednesday night, and so my goal is to have these all wound and ready to go for knit night so that I can get a move on, because like I said, I have about 10 days to knit my shawl. Take photos, hit the best laid plans. I had hoped to have a little bit more time, but I am just gonna crank it out and get it done. And then I'm hoping we'll have some nice weather in another weekend or two so that I can go out and do a fabulous photo shoot and put that pattern to bed. And then I am so excited. I will do a podcast, a short snippet of a podcast when the pattern goes live, so you can see what the pattern looks like, and I will show you my samples and talk a little bit about my thought process for it. And then there will be a giveaway. The pattern itself is free, but there will be a giveaway. I am hoping to spin up some hand spun to be part of the giveaway so that I can give away kind of a little kit with the shawl. So that is something to stay tuned for. My guess is that will be sometime early to mid-October. And then I can stop talking in vague circles about this. And I have an idea for another design. I don't know how quickly I will be doing it because we are going to be traveling quite a bit in the next couple months. And November is coming up, which means I'm going to knit a sweater for Nanny Swaymo, National Knit a Sweater Month. And I have a little bit of gift knitting to do, so I think designing is going to have to take a bit of a back seat while I finish up a few things for the holidays. I can hardly believe I'm talking about that because it's only September 20th, and I realize it's so crazy early to be thinking about the holidays, and I absolutely do not want Christmas carols and Christmas trees and all of those kinds of things yet, but at the same time I kind of have to give my crafting a little bit of a thought because it's going to be here before I know it. So that is what I am up to. A little bit of knitting, a lot of spinning this week. And I think this is going to be a heavy knitting week, and maybe one more knitting week, and then it is Spinzilla, which I'm going to participate in for Team Luette. And my plans for Spinzilla include spinning up some more of the July fiber box that I got, and also spinning up that kit for the giveaway. So that is what I will be working on in the next couple weeks, and I guess that's all for today. So it was wonderful speaking with you. I hope you have had a great weekend, which it will already be over by the time this airs. And I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Until we meet again, happy knitting, happy spinning, happy sipping, and I'll see you next time. Bye.